Hi, and welcome to Window Cleaning Dude. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the fastest way that you can get a job window cleaning. So if you're wondering what is the fastest way to get your first job in window cleaning, I'm going to tell you right now, it's knocking doors. Now, a lot of people might feel a little intimidated by knocking doors, but it really is the fastest way to go out there and get your first job. Assuming that you are new to window cleaning, then knocking doors is your best bet. If you've been in the window cleaning game for a while and you're just not getting any jobs, then I'm going to encourage you to go back to the basics, which is knocking doors. Now, eventually, your goal is to not have to knock any doors, and within a few months of window cleaning, if your business is doing well, then you won't have to knock doors anymore. But in the beginning, it's really important that you start knocking doors to get those first jobs coming in and making some money. Knocking doors really is the fastest way to get your first job, whether it be storefront or residential. If you're going to do commercial, I do not encourage you to do any knocking of doors with commercial. To learn more about that, go to windowcleaningdude.com where you can learn about that for free. Or you can watch my YouTube videos here, but I have talked extensively on commercial window cleaning and why you do not want to knock doors. But if you are doing storefront or residential, you definitely want to knock doors. With storefront, you're not really knocking doors, you're going in the door and going in and trying to talk to the manager. And I've gone over that with my storefront video, so I'm not going to get into that either. This video is more geared towards residential and knocking doors. So with knocking doors, you're going to basically go around the neighborhood that you choose and then simply start knocking on the doors. So there is kind of an approach to knocking doors. First thing I would say is that when you approach a home, do not walk on the grass. Always stick to the driveway and the sidewalk to show any customer as you're approaching or leaving that you do value their property. Once you have reached the door, go ahead and use the doorbell if there is no signs telling you not to do so. If there is a no solicitation sign, you might want to then just not ring the doorbell or knock and just move on to the next house. There's no point in having some kind of, hey, didn't you see my no solicitation sign? You know, they're already not going to be interested, so don't even bother knocking at that point. If you have business cards, you might want to just leave a business card on the doorstep or out in the driveway. Would be even better, so that you can pretend that you never saw the no solicitation sign. So assuming that there is no solicitation sign, and they have a doorbell, ring that. If they don't have a doorbell, then open up the screen door if they have one and actually knock on the door. Don't knock too loud, but knock loud enough that they can't hear you. And then close the screen door so that they don't feel like you're intruding when they open the door. Then when the potential customer comes to the door, you basically want to feed them the following line, which is this. You're going to say, and I'm just going to use my own name and my business here for this course that I'm teaching. This isn't actually my business name that I do window cleaning under, but it's the business name I'm using to teach this course and to teach everything for free, which is Window Cleaning Dude. So I'm just going to pretend here, I'm going to role play here for you. So I'm going to say this basically, and you're going to just put in your name and put in your business name. Hi, I'm Mike with Window Cleaning Dude. I'm out in your neighborhood today cleaning windows, and I'm stopping by to see if you'd like to have your windows cleaned. Say that exact line. That's all you have to say. They will then either say no, or they will say sure, or they'll say, well, how much is it going to be? And then you can then proceed to say, well, I can give you a quote if you like. I'll go around your house here if your gate's unlocked, and then I'll just count up the windows and give you a quote. And they'll say, great. And if the gate's not unlocked, then just say, can you please unlock the gate? Or if you have a dog, please bring them inside, and then I'll go ahead and go around and count up the windows. If they have a dog, they'll go out, get the dog, bring them in, unlock the gate, and then they'll probably say, okay, go ahead, you can go ahead and count up the windows now. Walk around the house, count up the windows, come back to the front door. If they're not there, ring the doorbell again and say, all right, I've counted up your windows, this is how many windows you have, and here's the price, and then tell them what it includes. Here's the price, it includes getting your windows clean inside and out. I'm also going to wash the screens, wipe down the tracks and sills for free, and then just say, would you like to have your windows cleaned? And they're either going to say yes on the spot or they're not. If they say no, or if they say, well, maybe not right now, either way, no matter what they say, if it's not a yes, hand them a business card and say, here's my business card. Feel free to call me anytime if you change your mind or if you'd like me to come out sometime soon to clean your windows. Have a great day. Move on to the next house. If they say yes, then you're going to go ahead and say, I'm going to go ahead and pull my car around, and then explain to them what you're going to do. Say, after I pull my car around, I'm going to come in your home and pull out all the screens, and then I'll clean the outside first, then I'll clean the inside last, and then go from there. And there you go, you've landed your first job. It really is that simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. You want to keep this process as simple as possible. Keep your dialogue as simple as possible. Stay friendly, be friendly, even if they're rude to you. Keep a smile on that face and be friendly. Typically, people are not going to be rude to you. So this is the fastest approach, and this is the fastest way to land a job. If you do not get a job at on your first knock, then you're going to go to the next door, and the next door, and the next door. And keep in mind, the only thing they can say is no, right? And you're waiting to get that yes. And now what I have found typically when I knock doors is that depending on where you live, every place is different, but there's usually going to be like a ratio. You know, you're going to knock so many doors before you get a yes. Once you figure out what that ratio is, then you can keep that in the back of your mind. Every time you go out and knock doors, you can know, you'll be like, okay, well, where I live, I need to knock at least 10 houses. And by the 10th house, I should be getting a yes. I might get it before then, but by the 10th house, typically I get a yes. Keep that in the back of your mind so that you're not getting discouraged as you're going out and knocking doors to get this window cleaning job. Know that it's just a numbers game, and it's a matter of knocking a certain amount of doors before you're going to land a job. Now, aside from approaching the home and knocking on the door, the other thing we need to talk about is your appearance. You need to make sure that you've shaven, brushed your teeth, that you have a nice haircut, that you smell good, you got deodorant on, you've got a nice clean uniform, a nice presentable look. You want to look professional because these people don't know you. You're showing up on their doorstep. The more professional you can look and act and talk to these people, the better. This will instill confidence in them right out the gate that you are in fact a professional, and it's going to allow them to trust you to come into their home and clean their windows. The last thing I think I want to say about knocking the doors and what not to do is do not go knocking in neighborhoods that are gated. You will have the police called on you, and there's nothing worse than getting the police called on you. So if you see a gated neighborhood and you're not already in that neighborhood cleaning, do not go knocking doors. If you do clean in a neighborhood, like you've been called out to a neighborhood and you get into a gated community, the only thing I would recommend doing is possibly carding. In other words, dropping your business cards at people's houses. I would not go knocking doors. Like if you cleaned and you had time to do another job, I wouldn't go knocking doors. The only way I would possibly knock a door is if it was the next door neighbor, and I would go to the next door neighbor and I'd say, I just got finished cleaning your neighbor's house, and I just thought I'd stop by and see if you'd like to have your windows cleaned. That would be as far as I would go with that. I would not go knocking down the door to door, all the way down the street, all throughout the neighborhood, because you will get the police called on you. As far as dropping cards, same thing. I would not go dropping cards through the whole neighborhood. I might drop cards just on a few by neighbor houses, because if you do start walking through the whole neighborhood, you will get the police called on you more than likely. At which point, you're going to have to deal with that, and it's just not an issue you want to have to deal with. As far as the knocking door strategy is concerned, keep it short and simple. Go knock doors. If you find that you're knocking doors for a long period of time, like longer than an hour, and nobody's hiring you, then this is not a good strategy to pursue in your area or that neighborhood. If knocking doesn't work, then you need to move on to strategy number 2. And I go over different strategies on windowcleaningdude.com. You can see all my different strategies there on how to land your first job. So I hope you found some valuable content in today's video about knocking doors. This is the fastest way to get your first job, and probably the best way to land the first several jobs for the first several weeks is going out and knocking doors. Go over to windowcleaningdude.com to learn about my other strategies so that you can eventually not have to no longer knock doors. Never fun to knock doors. Nobody ever really wants to do it, but if you want to make your money right away, make back your initial investment and get going in window cleaning, go knock those doors. Don't be afraid to hear the word no, and just know that it is a numbers game. You will get a job. Long term, you do not want to have to knock doors. You want to find better methods to land those jobs and just set up jobs over the phone. And I go over all those methods on windowcleaningdude.com, so go check that out. If you did find this video helpful, please give me the thumbs up. Please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Be a part of my window cleaning community here on YouTube, and show YouTube that you do enjoy these videos. Also, hit that notification bell for upcoming videos, and don't forget to comment down below anything that you want to learn more about or feel like I could talk more about that I didn't cover in today's video. And I will see you in the next episode.